Today we're going to do quite a typical Portuguese restaurant dish called Bife à Portuguesa.
Muito
Portuguese
bem,
steak.
Esteves.
It's going to be just with some finely sliced potato chips. We've got fillet steak, was on special, so
We're treating ourselves today.
Today we posh. Yes, it's going to basically be a little sauce with a wine reduction that's going to be mixed with the steak, with the chips, and all together. So
Cool.
Let's go.
E agora em português?
Ainda não.
Ainda não? Ok.
But first, we're going to start with slicing the potatoes into some cold water. So we've sliced the potatoes nice and thinly. They're going to get a quick fry just now. We're just letting them soak in some cold water first. While that's happening, we're going to start with the first part of the sauce, I think. So we're going to start with the first part of the steak sauce. And for this, we're going to go in with a tablespoon of butter. Going to let that melt down nicely. Once that butter is nicely melted down, we're going to add the same amount, 1 tablespoon of flour. Mix together. So once the flour is cooked nicely, it's just starting to brown a little bit, we're going to add in our flavors. We've got a little bit of salt. A little bit of black pepper, tiny bit of nutmeg. I'm just going to add a bit. We can always taste and add some more. That to start cooking nicely. And to that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce.
Smells good.
And then we've got half a cup of milk that also needs to go in, so I'll do a little bit. And then the rest of the milk, and get that nicely incorporated. It smells good.
Definitely does.
Starting to thicken up a little bit now. What have you seen, Kaylee?
Who's there?
So I think that's thickened up enough. We're going to just remove it from the heat and put it to one side while we carry on with the rest of the dish. We're just going to put some oil in the pot here for the potatoes. Start getting that warmed up. So this is totally optional. It just adds a nice flavor to the oil that you're frying in. I'm just going to add a little sprig of rosemary to the oil. And then in batches, we'll just take some of the potatoes off and take them out and dry them off. And then once they're nicely dried off, we're just going to lower them into the oil. Stir them around a bit so they don't stick. So they're getting a bit of color and they're crisping up nicely. We're going to take them out. Just going to put them in this wire basket just to drain them off. And then while they're still hot, I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of, if it eventually joins me, some paprika, a little bit of salt, and just give it a shake. There we go.
And start
And
again.
And then we'll do the last couple of batches. Well, last couple of batches. The rest of the potatoes, should I say. Very important to stay hydrated.
Another day of 40 degrees.
While that batch of chips is going, I'm going to get started on the steak. I'm just going to season it, quite simply salt and black pepper. Okay, so the pan's just about up to heat. We're just going to add about a tablespoon of oil in there. Hope we are up to heat. Going with the steak. This is going to go literally a few minutes aside. Nearly forgot. Just a little bit of garlic in with the steak. The rest is going to go in the rest of the sauce. Take these off, let them rest. Turn the heat right down. So we've taken the steak out. We're just going to do the rest of the sauce. We're just putting in about a tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons of butter. So that's a tablespoon and a half. And a bit of olive oil too, to prevent that from burning. And then we're going to put the rest of our garlic in too. And then to that we're going to add half a glass of red wine. And then we're just going to let that reduce down. How nice and glossy the butter makes the sauce. And once the wine has reduced by about half, we're going to add the sauce that we made earlier to that. And mix it in nicely. And then we're going to add the steak back into the sauce just for a little bit. Those juices can go in too.
That's me.
What's you?
I'm out of here. It's already.
So I think we're ready to plate.
This is not one portion, right?
No, this is for both of us. And then this dish is not usually quite so saucy, but we like the sauciness for the chips.
It smells so good. So that's it for today's video. We hope you enjoyed it and enjoy the Prato do dia.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us.
And thank you for the subscribes and the likes and the lovely comments. We love hearing from you guys.
We definitely do, and it really means a lot to us.
Till next time.
Até a próxima.
Boa noite.
Ciao.